Well, hi, Joanna. What I've got here is just a two-story house, kind of a rectangle. And I put a gable roof on it. It's a 812 gable. And just to give it a little perspective, I'll put some windows in it. Put a double window there. Okay, we'll cover a few things about doors and windows. Not in this camera view, but in an elevation view. Okay. So, without regard to anything else, well, I guess I should. So, when you have stone or masonry, commonly you don't have casing around them, windows. So I'm going to shift select these three, and we'll open the dialog box on that. I'm in Pro 2012, though some or most of this stuff can be done in just about any home designer title. I'm going to go over it now. I think not all the windows have a casing tab, but when you're in masonry, commonly the way I do it is on the exterior, I suppress the exterior casing, which that's more usual in terms of the look. In some cases, you can make the casing the size of brick mold, 1 7/8 inches, and get some kind of a look there. But most of the time I just suppress it. We'll leave that 1 7/8 for up there. And these down here, I'm going to shift select these 4 windows. I'm going to suppress the casing. There's just a couple ways to go at it. And the way I feel about it is virtual 3D modeling is a matter of appearances, not actualities, if that makes any sense. Because I can put text on here and say that it's blah, blah, or blah, blah, it's a pillow window or whatever. That's secondarily important. Now, on these windows here, I'm going to shift select them again, and I'm going to put a brick ledge on them. I think I can do that in Pro. Yeah, there's a molding tab. Maybe not. I guess that's just something you can do in Sheet. Never mind. Okay, wait a minute. There it is. There it is right there. Lintel and sill. I thought you'd also enjoy seeing this. So I've got exterior sill checked, but I don't want an apron. Well, I'll leave the apron in there and show you why I would take the apron out. I'm also going to use a lintel on these 4 windows. So I don't know if there's anything in the library that's useful for this, but I think lintels will work okay. I'm going to go over to core catalogs, architectural moldings, and for this I'm going to use, let's see, what can I use here? I need something that's just kind of square. No, that's not going to do. Well, in Chief Architect, I could just draw mine and import them and use them. I haven't done this in Pro in a while, so forgive me if I'm fumbling around a little bit. Those are all kind of rounded. Well, this will give you some idea. I guess you can also use a soffit or something like that if you really want the look. There's really not that much good stuff in here. I'm going to put this thing here on there, and it just gives you that shape. Now, normally a lintel is 8 inches tall, so I'll set that to 8 inches, not 88. Now, I'm going to go over to materials and see it added this molding thing on the materials. I'm going to just go over and get that red brick stuff that's on there now. I think there it is. But of course we don't want this pattern, so once I've selected, I'm going to click on edit and copy it. Well, maybe there it is, copy button, sorry. And I'm going to take the texture and rotate it 90 degrees so it looks like a soldier course. And then the pattern, I don't want a brick pattern anymore. I'm going to go over here and use, over here, and select strip. So there's just, well, strip. but I don't want the strips running that way. I want them running 90 degrees. So I change that. And now I have 3-inch wide strips. I think I have 3-inch wide strips. Yeah, 3-inch. And click OK. And it's running the wrong way. Let me go back to plan material, edit, and just undo what I just did. Well, I'm going to leave the pattern where it is. The texture where it is. I'll put that back to 0. Okay, that looks better. That's what I was going for. And I've created a material called, what is it? Copy of, yeah. Okay. You can rename it Soldier Quartz if you want to. Now I'm going to go over to the lintel and sill tab, and we'll add a sill. This works a lot better in Chief Architect Premiere, where you can really draw these things to scale and so forth, but I'm just going to pick something. Boy, none of these look very, very good. All right, I'll use the same one. It's not going to work, but see, there it is there. And it's picking up the height from the height of the native height of this. That's the reason why in Chief Premiere it's a lot better, because I can draw this 3 inches tall and then put a slant in it and so forth. Now you can see this little strip down here, that's the apron. Now watch when I check apron, and that little strip disappears. That's what I was talking about. Now we'll go back over to materials and assign that same material that I made. It'd be copy up right there. And click OK. Okay, so you can see there's the soldier course, and boy, that's not showing up very well on the sill, is it? Let me see if I can fix that. I hate to sound like a broken record, but it works a lot better in Chief Premiere. Well, it shows good here, but it's not showing good there. Also on the options tab, I need to, well, okay, it says recessed to main. That's probably, it probably picked it up that it's in a masonry wall and it automatically recessed the frame to the, to the sheathing layer and so forth. I don't want to get geeky about construction methods, but you attach the frame to the wood and not to the masonry, and that's what that's about. I need to go back to well, okay, yeah, I can't set the height of it. It looks fine here, but it doesn't look fine here in the plan. Well, just take that as it goes. Okay, I'm doing a video tutorial. Now, and you can do the same thing with the door. Again, a door in masonry would have 1 7/8 casing around it. Let's see, 1 7/8. And it would be under the options tab, it would be recessed, and apparently the software is getting smarter. It automatically did that because the door knew, so to speak, that it's in a masonry wall. Then over in the lintel tab, you can just skip putting a thing in there. You can just click this and call it 8 inches. The reason it's a good idea to put a molding profile on there is because over in the materials tab, see, it just says trim exterior, and I could put brick on here, but put it on the lintel and the casing. So that's the reason you use a molding profile for that. I guess I could do that in case you don't believe me. We'll go over here to copy a red brick. And see, it puts brick on the sides and the lintel. So it worked okay for the lintel, but you also have brick trim on the sides, which, you know, it's kind of that's a little unusual. So if you put a molding profile up here, you can isolate just the material on the molding profile. But in Pro, we're kind of limited in what we can use. I'm going to go over to the lintel, and I guess I'll just put that base mold on it. Three-dimensionally, it doesn't work very well. I mean, in flat 2D views, it looks fine, but it'll probably look funny in a 3D view. Just use this again. And you can, on lintels, you can assign their height. And over here, we'll go, now see, it added the molding thing, and it picked up the material automatically. That's surprising. Now, on here, I'm just going to put it back to use default. See, now the casing is white, and the brick lintel is that material I made for it. Let's change the camera here from vector to standard and see if that, yeah, okay, that material is going the wrong direction. Let me fix that with this adjust material tool. I just need to rotate the texture back to 0 degrees. Now it looks a little bit better. You could probably stretch this out a little bit, make the X value, like, try 96 inches. Well, I don't know if that's an improvement or not. I just want it to look like a soldier course. And again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but in Pro, I can make a soldier course material from this and blah, blah, blah. You can't really do that in this. We'll make it 48, see if that works better. Well, that's okay. You get the idea. You can go there if you feel like you need to. Okay, now to get to your question, I'm going to just click on the window tool and click over here above this window. Well, it's not doing it. Maybe I need to make the ceiling taller on the first floor. I think it's 9. We'll set it up to 10. I'm going to cheat and bypass default settings, and we'll just force it up to 10 feet. Just give myself a little more room up here for windows. I'm going to click above that window. Well, it's not playing ball. Okay, we'll take this window here and put it up here. Use a control key, resize it. Normally I'm used to the thing just clicking in, but the software is being a little resistive, so I'm going to take this window here and just shove it down. I'm using the control key to drag. Okay, that's good enough. We'll take this window here and open it and specify it a little bit. We'll make it a fixed window. And let's see. I'm going to take this window, and you see there's about 2 inches of space in there. That's from the window defaults. I'm going to open window defaults, and it's right here, minimum separation. See, it's set at 2 out of the box. I'm going to set it to 0, and then I can shove these windows together like an actual mold window. Yeah, that's better. I'm going to shift select both of those, and I guess you can't block windows in Pro. You can in Chief. There I go again. Sorry. Okay, we'll just leave that like that. What's that? 36, 36. We want to make this window above to be 6 feet, 72, and we'll make it 24 inches tall. I'm going to get rid of the sill because, just trust me on this, we don't need a sill. And this kind of window, if it's going to join to this window, and we're going to use no sill. And commonly on this kind of window, you don't use an interior sill either. Just trust me on that. Okay. Excuse me. I told it. I haven't clicked OK yet, so this hadn't caught up with this. Now we'll go to the Arch tab, and I'm going to use Broken Arch. Yeah, Broken Arch. And you can see there's an input box there for you. You can vary whatever the arch is. Let's start with 6, and then hit the tab key. We'll go 8, tab. You can see it update there. And then I'll click OK. We'll have a 6. It's a little bit wider. Oh, that's right. I haven't suppressed the casing on this. Let's go over here to the casing tab and suppress the casing. Might as well suppress it on it. You don't have to suppress it on the inside, but I commonly do. Okay, that's a little bit better. Now I'm going to get over here and get rid of the lintel. I'm going to leave the sill. I'm going to get rid of the lintel because it would just get in the way of my joining of the windows above. That looks better. I'm going to hit the control key and control drag this window down until it can line it up a little bit better. There's something on this window. Let me see what's on. Okay, we've got sill turned off. I don't know where this brick material is coming from. Let me jiggle-jaggle it around, see if I can get it to go away. You can't, let's see, I can't block these windows like I can in Chief. I've never seen this happen, but of course I don't use Pro all that much. Let me see if I can make it go away. I'm just going to bring that window dead. It's the curved window. Yeah, there we go. I got the window frame very close to the window frame of this window, and that kind of quote unquote fixed it. Let's change this to 104 to the top. I'm going to move it up 1/8 of an inch. Okay, and so mismatch just a little bit. This is where your transform replicate tool comes in really handy, because it's very difficult to drag at 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch, and that's a great use for this tool. So I'm going to, that's a selected object, that curved window, and I'm going to move it minus 0.25 inches, minus 1/4 of an inch. That's to the left. You have to, yeah, that matches up pretty good. So that's similar to what you're looking at. And if you want a lintel up here, then you put a lintel on it. You open the top window and go to the lintel and sill and use exterior lintel. And then I'm not going to fancy this up, but because of the length of the video, go to materials. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to put something there, aren't I? Otherwise, it'll put brick all the way around the edges. I don't want that. Okay, I don't want an apron. That's funny, when I clicked on use lintel, it turned on sill, and sill's grayed out, so that's a bit of a negative. Look at that. I've complained about this to Chief Architect Incorporated, and it just does that, so just have to live with it for now. I'm going to stick a molding profile on it. Again, I'll just use the base molding because it's handy. And we'll tell that to be 8 inches high. And then we'll assign that material to it. See, when I add the molding, it adds I can add the material just to that molding. Doesn't look great, but it doesn't look bad either. Okay, and we'll use copy of red brick. And sort of kind of there it is. See if I can straighten it. It looks fine over here with that, but over here it's truncating for some reason. I don't know. This software is not perfect, but it does pretty darn well. Let me go back to lintel. We'll try the extends command. Well, at least I got it symmetric. Oh, well, we also got some negative with it. Wonder if that's in all views. Yeah, dad blast it. Maybe I can make this window a little bit narrower and get rid of that. Like I say, I don't use Pro all the time. Maybe let me get rid of the extend. Maybe that's causing it. It shouldn't cause it, but you know, you're seeing what I'm seeing. You know, I'm going to not extend it. We'll make it 1/4 of an inch. See if that solves it. No, it didn't help at all. Well, it's disappointing that we're getting this artifact here. But anyway, this is how you do it in Pro. Maybe it won't happen like that for you. But there's some things to know about. Let's look at it isometrically. It's not perfect. It's not totally horrible, but it's not totally really good either. See, like, you know, the brick ledge doesn't stick out, and you know it's indented. Oh, I see what's happening. Stupid sills coming back. Well, like I say, I've complained about this, and they haven't fixed it yet. See, when you turn off the, if I turn that off, it'll probably fix. So because then I turn off the sill, it's just, yeah, stupid sill that's causing that. So I'm sorry about that, but I don't write the software, I just use it. But anyway, that's how you can get close to what you want, and some other things within the limitations that are built into Pro. I can do this a lot easier in Chief Architect. I guess you could go over here and uncheck on options. Where's options? Uncheck recessed, and maybe clean that up a little bit. Just depends on the look you want. See, now it doesn't look quite so funny. you give up one attribute for another. Uncheck options. Yeah, whether or not that looks better to you or not is for you to decide. I use Chief Architect, and I don't have to deal with this crap. But the software does a lot of things really nice and automatically and easily, and some things it just doesn't do quite so well, and that's the way it is, and we all kind of live with the limitations built into it. So I hope this helps you at least define some limitations, what you can do, what you can't do with the software. And this is the end of the tutorial. Thank you.